Okay. This is set up. That is set up. There's a bunch of shit that don't work right now because Twitch broke everything. Okay, Ant. I can't stand... I don't want to miss the game tonight. Because the game tonight is to make sure I actually eat dinner. Because if I start playing Terra Invicta... Shut up, 20 Kornheiser. You're terrible. Okay, you ready, Ant? We're gonna warm up on this, and then we're gonna get one good game of something else in, and then we're gonna play Terra Invicta, which will probably just be this awful. What do you call it? Okay, game. Oh, I can actually see my screen that way. Terra Invicta. The other game I said you'll never want to watch. It's fine. I wanted to relaunch the ball anyways. I haven't gotten that one yet.
Hey, look, Ted, taxicabs.
This one I only found in person like once, and it's about as bad. Oh god, that's terrible. Let's start again. This one's hard. I'm trying to learn it. Basically, every shot is a drain shot, and the best course of action is to hit the skill shot, which is to plunge it so that it lands in this little thing next to that yellow, what is it, that white light on the right-hand side. Also, Ant, December 17, we're going to be on keyboard. I don't have the slam tilt thing made by Micro Pros. Oh god, I got it and then I blew it up. Left shift, right shift, controls to nudge, Z to nudge, enter to plunge. Episode 2 of Lifeline. And apparently, I'll be a contestant. I said Yogi did it, therefore I need to now do it too. So that is it. Speedrun Hall of Fame. So like, are you available? And I'm like, let me check my busy schedule.
Hey, that's neat.
But no, I don't think I've done that. And if I did, well, it's getting bumped. Yeah.
Thursday.
Why? Does it surprise you? Oh my god, I did it again. Still the early goings.
Let's fire that thing up.
So we'll see. But as far as I know, I'm actually curious if I can nudge this ball in. That's what I think in real life I'd pretty easily be able to nudge a ball into that scoop. We'll do a different machine. This machine's hard. I really haven't figured it out yet.
Hot shooting, partner. Hey, look, Ted, the beach party.
Jerk alert.
Jerk alert.
So under this little thing on the left side, like right here, that little thing that it hit, that's called the magic bumper. It's on the inverse side under that flipper. Oh my god, I actually got it in her mouth. I haven't had that happen.
Hey, watch where you're shooting, buddy.
But it gives you like one free hit on whatever you're shooting for, as well as lights this blast target on the right. I'd really hit her a lot. I would need to go do things to acquire it, because All the licensing got really stupid with Pinball Arcade, and I also don't like... I really don't even like supporting Pinball FX. I think that both the Pinball Arcade people... Well, the Pinball Arcade people do a better job because I don't have any access to the coin door or anything. I'm not allowed to play this the way that, you know, maybe I played it. Like I can't even put another coin in or anything. So there's like no add-a-balls. I can't change any of the, no, I don't think you need to turn the monitor vertically. Uh-oh. Knew that was coming. I don't have any tilt select. I couldn't do anything.
On our way, baby.
But cocktail mode? I know MAME can do that. I don't think this really has... I mean, it's on consoles, but like... Look, Ted, Mardi Gras!
I knew I should have brung more than one t-shirt.
But the machines I have on here, like, we can do Junkyard, we can do... Attack from Mars. Like, I have like all the Williams machines that are on this, and that's partially why all the it's like that's gonna increase the Mardi Gras thing because it hit the magic thing.
Wow.
But we'll get one good game in on one I'm actually good at. This one I'm really still learning. Oh my god, that's terrible. Just off. Well, not knowing all the intricacies of the machine and whatnot. Alright, so we can do Junkyard, we can do... I've also like not been practicing lately, and I've of course not been feeling well. It's a really big focus thing. Junkyard, Attack from Mars, Medieval Madness, probably the 3. Junkyard. I don't know if we can beat this score. We'll see if we can.
I'm crazy Bob. You're trapped by Junkyard.
That's an awful start. That ball came out hot. Whoa. I think this Bill and Ted has different physics or something. Maybe that's my life issue.
Now get the hairdryer.
No, I don't want the hairdryer yet. I don't have any toast. Magic Bus is a random award. Sometimes you can get all of the rewards. I'm Morty. Nope. I think they're still in the planning phases.
Pick something.
You bitch. No. No. That was rough. It double bounced into the outlane. It was a terrible start. Try again.
Great.
But yeah, we're actually going to start a fresh game of Terra Invicta.
Get the fan.
And we'll get to see a fresh hot run.
Now you need the hairdryer.
Oh no, did you really order it? So what is a Steam Deck anyways? Is it like a Switch? Or is it like a Stream Deck and they called it a Steam Deck? Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm getting outlaned like really hard, man. Oh well. It's a handheld gaming... Okay, so it is... Okay, that's what I thought it was. It's just whenever I hear that I think of Stream Deck. So this machine actually has a very good... Oh my goodness, I backhanded it. This is the time machine, so it actually features other games, other pinball games as stuff. So this is, I believe, the drive-in mode. Move your car! Oh, wow. Oh, I guess with all the peripheral part of it, and like why wouldn't you just use a Linux machine or a Raspberry Pi? But you already answered my question. Oh my goodness. We'll try one more round. There really wasn't much on in that round. It was really, like, actually legitimately bad. But I think that's actually the problem with Red and Ted's construction game, is that the game, the physics are different. It could be table incline that I can't really see, but it sure feels like the ball hits the flippers. It's different. Like this is a very bouncy game, like that. Start again. Like, in my mind, I'm really tired from getting back, so just like that level of just being right on it that you need. And just knowing that if I'm to try to beat the score that I have, we're gonna need to, like, have a better start than Crazy Drain. So that was good. And that's the other thing, is like when you play on a different machine, you have to like, knowing what saves on certain things is a little bit different. So you kind of got to get in the flow a little bit, like that. Goodness me. Yeah, so get a controlled ball back, or at least one I know what it's doing. Magic bus. Alright. No, I haven't. Didn't we talk about this in, like, Yogi's Discord? I'm just kind of like, nah. Oh, this is cool.
Don't listen to her. Who's out there?
Oh, I'm blocked. Okay, this melty ball's going real bad. Oh, I got one. I thought it was like an MMO or something. It was kind of like, no. So I got 2 left. Oh goodness me. That was a pretty awful multi-ball. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, we got the jalopy.
Basic vehicle assembled.
Remind me again what kind of game it is? Oh, goodness. And as I'm thinking about that, I really goofed that. Oh, that's why. Yeah, survival game. Okay. Yeah.
Far out. Whoa.
Now get the weatherman.
Don't
I'm not having much luck with this Valheim. Why did I not want to play this? I don't know. I mean, like, kind of like Vintage Story. Like, if we're all playing it, you can probably con me into playing it a bit. But, like, if it's as labor-intensive as Vintage Story and just kind of devoid of, like, actual stuff and starts to feel like an MMO.
listen to him. Get the hairdryer.
Oh, I mean, like, I'll 1v1 you Kirby's Dream Course for cash, and... Oh, man, I missed it. I didn't even look for the extra ball.
We can shoot the dog.
Let's see if we can...
The great jalopy race.
See if we can salvage at least, like, a wizard mode out of this. I'm not having a... Oh, this is probably... Oh, we're gonna actually shoot the,
That's serious firepower.
Yeah! Got him! Spike, you smell. Yeah!
Radar.
See, I don't like games like that, because it's just, it makes me feel like I need to be playing or something, and I can't take a break from it.
Checkpoint 2.
And I don't usually have that kind of time. Oh wow, I actually got the gimme. Nice. The wrecking ball. Legitimate issue I'm having is hitting this target.
Checkpoint 4.
If I had a captive ball, I might be able to do this.
Snatch it.
That's a good hit. I might actually get a multi-ball. Now I get it.
Pick something.
Submerger assembled. Radar adventure. Multi-ball is lit. Jackpot.
Totally cool ball.
Time for a swim. Pick something.
Of course I got Toxic Waste. I saw it switch too. And I was like, no way, man. That happened anyways. This mode, every switch is worth 37,000 points or whatever the toilet number is. Hitting the toilet or the toaster
Pick
scoop,
something.
that's not the prize I wanted. You get fireworks for the toilet or the right scoop.
Those are dangerous.
Oops. And generally, each mode gets you 5 fireworks, but hitting the toaster target, which is right next to the doggo, you shoot some of your toast and you can steal a Wow, just give me nothing. I think I have junk and, you know, on all the above. Light extra ball.
No way!
That is, yeah, it was a pretty good machine when it came out, and I think it plays pretty fair.
Jackpot.
I really like the ball recycles, because if you get a really good hot run, you can kind of save your, you can protect your out lanes, basically.
Yeah. Got him.
You gotta hit this right scoop and then start the multi-ball.
Let's go.
Hey, we're junk champion and enter my initials.
Hurry.
Okay, so much for the hurry up, who cares? I like to use the hurry up on air tactical combat because it's a serious drain hog. Very big drain risk. You have to shoot the wrecking ball,
Combat.
which it's just super dangerous. So we'll probably just time it out based on the number of fireworks that I have. If I'm one fire, well, that's probably worth one. So now we know we have enough. It's not worth one. So you don't even get one for sneak. So maybe I'll just run buses until I get a ball control. This mode's actually worth a lot of points. The longer you go, the flat bonus gets larger.
Yeah. Get away from me. Got him.
That's right. Sometimes the doggo.
Shoot the dog.
Wow, what a disaster.
Get the dog away. Yeah.
Sometimes doggo runs in front of the girl because that's funny. Okay, now we have enough fireworks.
Fireworks.
So the reason I'm worried about the number of fireworks is that there is a 10 million point bonus for having... I'm really not doing a very good job of making a captive ball here. Or trapping the ball. Nope, that ain't gonna do it either. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll just keep shooting shots. Alright. Now we gotta get the ball to the other flipper and we're good. That's right. This machine, it's either an issue with the emulation, or you just can't do it because I don't have one to practice on in real life anymore. Oh no. Well, so much for wizard mode. Wizard mode, you have to race to just shoot shots. It's very similar to the Radar Adventure / the Jalopy race.
Nicely done. Hot shot.
But that wasn't a very good run. Let's show the Grand Champion. It shows the Grand Champion score. I'll show you. There it is. Really, I can't cycle through the attract screen? Well, let's keep hitting my machine. What? I don't know who you are. Go away. But my top score is like 300 million points or something. Alright, let's go to Terra Invicta. It's time. It's time. It's time. While I figure out how to... One moment. Oh, wait a second. Can't I just change the vintage story off of this? Oops, move this down. I have no idea how well this is going to stream, by the way. This could be a... Oh, hello. Well, I get that, huh? Okay. Uh-oh, it's a fish. So... Disaster. That's the best we can probably do. I might need to disappear on this particular... I like them a lot. This is not an XCOM game, and whoever decided in the review department that this is an XCOM game made a terrible decision, because it's not. So you get to choose. So there's an really old game called Alien Legacy, and there's another really old game called Shadow President. It plays more like those two games. New Midnight Suns. What's Midnight Suns? What was customized? I don't want to customize. So, do you want to see... I already made a save at the beginning of the game. And I don't want to know a damn thing. I don't want any... No tricks. I don't need to know anything. Marvel? Really? We needed a Marvel property? Not that I agree with everything that Quentin Tarantino says on a stupid podcast, but it made the news that he was like, wow, why don't you just redeem goes... Wow, why don't you just redeem... He goes AFK for 30 minutes to shut the stream down. What? What? But here's the... I should have just loaded the game. What do you mean by that? I like that the concern froze, concern wealth is still... is like peaking. Ant's all about getting things shut down, man. Yogi, I might need a tag partner on the 17th. It's happening. Episode 2. The game was definitely not going to be Casper. I already told Overstorm, I'm like, whatever you did for Yogi, you're hired. If I can make one correct decision in a 4-hour broadcast, it is that Overstorm... That was I did actually get a chance to watch that show in its entirety, and it was so painful when you got bopped. What was it? Wasn't the floor? You ran out of lives basically at the end of the game. But Overstorm, like, he did what I did. What I would do, I just have this list of just like, I'm taking like meticulous notes. I've already got a walkthrough. This is going to talk about stuff, and whatever.
The day we learned we were not alone.
It's like exactly the story you expect.
On an unfamiliar universe. Some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Everyone loves heroes, depends on them, to save us from evil, lead us through darkness. Problem is, real heroes are always ignored. What no one understands is that being shot at is easy. The hard part is convincing someone they're drowning before it's too damn late.
Oh, I wonder if each one has its own intro, and because I've not played the other factions, I'm like, what a... Maybe that's the thing. So, alright, so the game begins, and I'm probably going to be blocking stuff. What am I blocking at the top right? The date? The date and the time thing? Yeah, this will work. I might be blocking my... Yeah, I'm also blocking my... You know what? I don't need to exist. You can make me a lot smaller. I'm going to go here. There, maybe? Yeah, not a lot of action happens in this particular spot. Actually, no, the dude shows up in that. Whatever. But for where we're going to get in the game, this is probably ideal. Alright, so...
Greetings, Commander.
There you go.
I am pleased
Oops.
Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Fiona Iowade, your Chief of Staff. While most of the world is reacting with fascination at the arrival of an alien species on Earth, we represent a small group who believes the aliens' crash landing and disappearance may signify a potential threat. We intend to build an international organization capable of investigating and, if necessary, combating any danger aliens may pose.
So the chat up somewhere. Alright. She can give a bunch of suggestions. Suggestions are kind of... They're fine. Oh goodness, that lag. Okay.
Ready.
So, you get a bunch of counselors. So this first phase of the game, we have counselors. And the object is to have them do various bidding to shadow puppet take over governments as the situation on Earth gets worse. Oh, this guy's really good. So I'll just run down the different stats in the game so you have an idea what's going on. This is only one phase of the game, okay? But generally, until you build ships and until you start mining other planets, you're generally interacting with or always dealing with the world's governments, the other factions. Essentially, you only have you don't have direct control over your economy. And there are a whole bunch of different types of missions you can do, and certain types of missions are more... This guy is being hired immediately, by the way. There's different types of missions that are listed on the right. You can basically... The beginning of the game is sort of like the first time around the board in Monopoly, where you just try to buy, well, the stuff you're interested in. I'm looking for... we got to fight the aliens, so like I need mission control, which lets you build stuff in space, and they basically is like your pylons, if you will. That's... I guess we'll just run down. Let's give a little tutorial of what the heck's going on. So you got money. Money is just how you... I mean, organizations can... what do you call it? I need to fix this. Okay. So organizations you can hire, and some of them have monthly fees. As you build stuff, those have monthly fees, and essentially, like, it's just a straight cash thing. So okay, so there's that. Influence, like we're gonna hire somebody, it's gonna cost us influence. Influence, you gain from your council people and from how much the world likes you. So as the GDP and stuff grows and the game goes on, I think the more stuff you have, the more people like you, the more influence that you have. Ops is like small arms combat operations. So if you want to run a coup or something, that you need ops for that. Boost is how we get stuff into space until we have the space resources, which are on the left, that I'm not going to talk. Over on the right, I'm not going to talk about too much. But basically, you go to space, and certain places have more of these things than others. But basically, you need all of them in some amount in order to build ships, build missiles, build bases, build satellites. Good. So boost gets you there, and it basically takes the place of any of the space resources. So Earth resources on the left, space resources on the right. Once stuff is in space, it takes less time, and it's faster to build, and is generally cheaper. Cheaper meaning that boost sort of has, I don't know if it's a penalty it's applied, but basically, like, if I need radioactives that I don't have and I'm trying to build something that normally the game kind of builds that where you're not trying to build it with boost. Basically, just boost is just Earth, any resources to build rockets, components, and space stuff. But anything that boost is being used on has to originate from Earth. So if you want to build on Pluto, it's going to take forever to get there, probably beyond the timeline of the game, so you have to build it other ways. Mission control is how much stuff you can build in space. Right now we just have X1. I think you get 1 for free. Research per turn. And this is how many control points we're allowed to control. Every time you take over parts of governments and political lines, their legislature, their government, and other like mass media and all the control points are basically just pieces to take over a country. The government generally being the executive government being the most important because it lets you set policies. But all of them give you parts of their resources income across all of these things, particularly money. Well, I guess really just money. But if you go over this cap, you have massive penalties to being able to protect your interests. So people can run coups more easily. People can crack down, which basically removes your ability to control for a certain period of time. And that's that. So all the council people have various stats. And this whole game and the Earth is based in die rolls. All those stats I just told you about, well, most of them, so like if we want to go do a public campaign, which just raises our opinion, it'll show that the stat is persuasion. Okay, so my persuasion's 7, so that's okay. Pretty good as a starting stat. And I can spend money to boost the roll. A lot of people that complained about this game don't understand that it's sort of the intention that if you really want to actually have a good chance at getting the roll that you want, you have to spend the resource to raise the chances of the roll. Because as I moved on in the game, I realized that I could sort of rig it so that, yeah, it costs me a bunch of resources, but I have a bunch coming in to make sure that every turn, essentially you do not want to waste any council person's turn. They go do stuff. Sometimes the other factions will get mad at you, and they actually can try to assassinate your guys. So they have missions like Go to Ground, which takes them into hiding, and the other factions don't see them, just as you would see them as well. I am keeping an eye on chat, by the way. I do have it in front of me. But yeah, so persuasion, it's like convincing governments to join your side, convincing people to like you. It affects certain things. Investigation is generally when you're trying to see what other council people are doing. Espionage, throw coups, do things against other factions, as well as like attempt to unrest. Like trying to set up a coup or purging an enemy's control point and stealing it for your own. Command is like the army guy, so like fighting aliens on Earth and trying to increase unrest, like any kind of small arms stuff. That's what command is for. Command administration and science are actually all used to basically boost the performance of a nation, both their science output, their military might, and the amount of GDP, which is essentially how many points apply to building the thing up. Security is how likely they're about to get shot, and apparent loyalty is a stat that needs to be a lot higher on everybody, because two things will happen as all the other factions get mad at you. They will try to assassinate your people, so security being really high would help, and this guy's security is terrible. And loyalty, the higher loyalty is, the less likely it is they can flip you, because you can turn counselors, and there's basically a bar that lets you rig their rolls, and eventually someone will find out that their rolls are not working, right? So the AI is built, like if you make it so anytime they roll below 50, they lose. Or sorry, anytime they would roll, yeah, in this game, the lower you roll, the better it is. But it's 50-50. They rolled a success, except if it was 70 for a success, and you're telling them anytime they roll below 50 or whatever that they are just going to fail it anyways. So like a 20% buffer. So it's really their real chance of success is 50 instead of 70. So there's stuff at work at that. So everyone has traits. Generally, they're just changes in points. Okay, that's terrible. So he's bad at espionage. You can remove some of these. Like they do level up. Every time they do something successful, they get basically a 10th of a stat point, or really 2 experience points, and 1 experience point anytime they fail something. A few things give you 3. So at the beginning of the game, we really need to be able to persuade nations to join us immediately. So I think we pick up this guy. I really like having increase on rest. I like having crackdown and public campaign. The one thing this guy can't do is control point. So we need to look at, before we begin, it's the same person. We're looking for, these organizations can be assigned to our teams, to our council people. And the trick with these is that they can increase stats. They usually have a monthly cost or some type of cost. They also could overall just raise the production of everything that you're doing. So, for instance, this +3 knowledge and +5 social science research is just applied to everything that you have. So as long as the person has it equipped. They can only, the number of stars indicates how many slots of administration. She has 5 that they're allowed to have. She's not allowed to the additional requirement here is she's not she is government, so why can't I hire her? Oh, I probably don't have money. I probably can hire all of these. I just don't have enough money at the start of the game. So I'm just looking to see. So all I can really do here is get this is nice. It also increases my income, so I should probably just buy it immediately. But what I'm looking for is if there's anyone that can give me control point as an ability. That's one of the things these will add. Some really good stat ones. Do I want it on her? Yeah, sure. And I also have a diplomat who also has a very high persuasion. What an interesting start. So you can augment people, so you can remove bad traits, you can add some other traits or upgrade ones you have, but primarily I like the stat upgrades a lot more than the other ones. Alright, so we're going to recruit somebody, because otherwise I guess we could wait a little bit. Is there someone I really would bat? So this is our recruiting candidate pool, which I don't think changes. I do really like that he has 7-7. He's 7-7-3. It's so good. What is... The other thing is you don't know what their loyalty typically is. She can run Control Nation and has 5. One looming issue is that she's inscrutable, which means eventually you want to increase everyone's apparent loyalty to very high. But I was having more issues with people getting shot in my first game than people getting turned, the best I can tell. This guy's got a lot of science. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk. That was literally just one part of the game. We didn't talk about research, anything else. But it's really the most important thing to understand, because everyone's research happens together. Well, you have your own research, and then you have the world's research. And at the beginning of the game, it's more important to get basically a nice core set up. I mean, this guy's going to be able to public campaign for me pretty hard. And I'd probably be able to... I'm going to hire him. I don't have enough money to hire anybody else, because it's 30 and 60.
Your orders?
Alright.
Ready for my mission.
Acknowledged.
So here's all your control points. And like taking over this one in Russia costs 15 against the cap at that 139. So the other thing is that you can combine nations into one another. I guess Eurasia is one that probably is. Do we just try? How hard would it be for us to get Eurasia? So here's your little slider. So right now the success is 30%. My counselor has 7 in stats. So persuasion's 8 minus 1 oligarch versus the target nation, which has a population of 7.4, and the censorship in the nation, which is based on their government being authoritarian, is going to make it an 8.9. So if it was equal, it'd be a 50% chance. But basically, for every point, it kind of moves it in kind of like one of those S-curve things, like sideways logarithmic. But if I can say you can spend money or whatever resource up to buy, I believe 6 is the most points you can buy. And this game is one step below right now Shadow Empire. Shadow Empire, better game, but it's a different game. Okay, Shadow Empire is a 4X. This is not a 4X to me. If this is supposed to be a 4X, we got to have a talk. Okay, so Ant, we were talking about the podcast. I think the first episode is going to be that how good this game is and why. or we'll just get into like Urquan Masters, and then we'll talk about bad games, such as bad good games that were at least fun to play through, like Star Ocean, The Last Hope. Okay, so my first game I was focusing on the U.S. So the U.S. is great. The problem is that it's like so breakdown on the left hand side here. So you have the government type. It goes from 0 to 10, and basically you never want to be in the middle because it's basically like half functioning democracy, not functioning dictatorship. And so like as you can imagine, like China, Russia's going to be on the left side of this bar from like around 1 to 2 to 3, and like the US and like the EU are going to be like 8, 9, 10. In the middle, it causes a lot of unrest. We got strife here. The more unrest there is, the more GDP and stuff there's investment points. That's what all these priorities are. So whenever you own a control point, you just put blops in this, but really the important thing is on the right here. That's how many investment points per tick, which is like every day, goes into each of these bins. And all these slashes is how many points you need to basically get one of something. So right now, at the beginning of the game, let's look at a nation that doesn't have one. Because like they already have space stuff, so they can build additional boost centers. So like it makes you so you get more boost per turn. But the nation's already giving you boost if you control points there, and they also have so many mission controls. So every time you get 25 investment points in mission control, boom, it plops out another mission control in Russia somewhere, based on some formula basically sticking to where the economic centers are or closer to the equator. But yeah, like if you want to build a new army, it costs 60 points, Navy 100, a nuke 25. But the places that don't have a space program at the start of the game require 50 investment points in order to build the space program, and then that goes away, and then you can build things. The other stuff is economy. Every time you get a point, it grows the GDP of the nation. But there's this really complicated formula that makes that happen. Also, whenever you grow, that's what all these other little symbols are. Every time you grow the GDP, though, it also raises the inequality, which eventually makes people mad. Welfare lowers inequality, and it also helps the environment of the world at large. Yes, global warming is a way to lose the game. Knowledge grows the amount of research that you're going to eventually get out of the country, as well as it helps basically makes them more resistant to propaganda from the aliens and the bad factions that are playing against us because we're playing the resistance. But yeah, so education is usually really helpful, but not necessarily required. But obviously, like depending on kind of like you think about like how certain types of governments work, like if you don't have a lot of education, it makes it tricky to because like you can have more wild swings are possible. Unity is basically the opposite way to keep the populace under control. Military lowers it increases basically how well the military fights, which is really important because aliens will land on the Earth and you have to fight them, or where you would have to fight them with ground forces. It also helps you destroy other ground forces, so you have that. And it also reduces unrest. And you'll notice that a lot of these numbers are infinitesimally small. Yes, it does. It takes years to change countries. Spoils is the amount of corruption in the country, and it gives you a flat amount of cash every time you ticket. But it also causes unrest in the country, and if you don't at least have a certain amount devoted to spoils, it pisses off all the royalty. So like if someone's trying to flip your country, it can be an issue. That's why there's a sign here, because right now 46 is applied, but they would need 48 to not have any penalty. Funding increases without messing with the spoils and making the inequality go higher and stuff. Funding just increases the amount of funding you just get flat without making anybody mad. Boost, rocket stuff, and the rest of these we talked about. So there you go. You can also directly invest. I've never had enough money to or a place that was like, man, I really want to direct invest in that. But all right, so what are my odds of the U.S. anyways? It's actually higher. So I certainly have one of two choices. So the other thing is you can take over countries, such as here, the Eurasian Union and the European Union have a claim on the Baltic states. So if one of us were to forcibly take over the governments, we can basically unify the two countries together, and then I don't have to spend the control points for the Baltic states on the Eurasian Union. This is what we're going to do. I think I'm actually going to try something different. I think I'm actually going to try to take over Russia. Do we just try to do this?
Making our case.
So every
What's the
week or
order?
so in the game, you
On the way to the target site.
Ready for orders.
you basically set all the things that you want to do, and then that's what this confirm assignments is. So the game stops every like week or 2 weeks for you to give them assignments to do. I don't want to spend any influence, but you see I can spend influence to increase the success rate.
Bringing
So
them
we'll
to our
try
side.
this. Not exactly happy with it, but we'll try this. Because he can't... This one can't... So now we just increase the speed, because literally nothing is on at the start of the game. Faster. So this is an event that always happens at the beginning of the game. We can choose... lobbies and influencers. Our monthly influence income increases by 3. That's terrible. Monthly research income increases by 15. That's kind of good. Our ops increases by 3 per month. That's actually really useful at this stage in the game. Or our monthly income increases by 10. So this is like a little bonus at the beginning of the game, and I don't know if it's different for each faction. But to me, like, I just spent 5 ops points, and you don't, until you get much later in the game, there isn't like a consistent way to get ops without hiring someone that just has it. It's either that or research. We didn't look at the research yet, which we need to do. I think I actually want ops. Okay, so here's the research. The top 3 things on research is everybody contributes to that research. Whoever contributes the most gets to choose the next tech. If I load the tech tree, the game won't crash, but it will take a very long time to load the tech tree because it's massive. But these techs at top generally unlock stuff on the bottom level, and these are your personal research stuff. So as you can see, like at the moment, I don't think I really need any of these. I'm gonna let them kind of direct for the moment. What is this? What is audience? Oh, these are all garbage. Okay, guess what? I'm not going to get 1,000 points. Some of these are repeatable. I can get money. Well, actually, influence is okay, to be honest. Commercial? Garbage. It's Asper. So this is one way to get 20 flat. Do I just let them do this? I guess so. So right now all of my audience research was influence. Yeah, we'll take influence for the moment. Okay. Until I get a... Yeah, I think they need to fire the coach. I was talking with some people.
Move the needle.
So we moved the needle. So the idea here is we want to raise public opinion in Russia significantly for us. I might as well just make it a permanent assignment. You can always change it when the turn comes up, but it'll already be on the thing. Alright, so the UN Security Council meets, and now we have to decide what we want to do. So we can, basically, this is how much our enemies know about us. I would rather have the
They are
public
here
opinion.
to cleanse our sick world. The aliens are our
Yep,
saviors.
so you have to starve your enemies with how low quality grains and meats. Oh dear. So now I have $1 bazillion. Not really, but I have enough to hire another guy. We don't get to do anything until their turn comes up. So we have a celebrity. Celebrities have really high persuasion, but I found that they've been pretty terrible for other things. But I could always fire them later. The issue being is that I don't have anyone with a higher... I'm looking for persuasion here largely. This guy is quick learner though. Quick learner I think might actually secretly be the best the best ability in the game. Earthbound, I don't really care. He's not Russian, right? He's Chinese. Indulgent. It's a firebrand. This is the important one. So yeah, so under 6 or okay, so he's bad. He's bad if he's against educated people. But at the moment, he's not playing with that. So let's get him. He's probably going to get sacked, just saying. But for now... Alright, so now we have a new project available. But Military Science Lab's not exactly important. Alright, so we found something. All of these missions... It's fair. This game has some yeah. Alright, so we explored this crash. This is basically scripted. You normally don't get influence and research for this, but you do this time. But now, because we completed... So we have basically... Every single faction has personal objectives in the game that are part of the story. So the first time you play through, you probably should just not... Like, there is a wiki site that basically... Everything I told you, it has everything, like, all listed in, like, a... The game doesn't have a manual, which is annoying. Shadow Empire has a 391-page manual or thereabouts. This game, its manual is replaced by a nicely put-together wiki that basically lists all the equipment and all this, like, what you would want to know if you're a little bit of a power, like, the manual with the grid, like if we were playing, like, a Panzer General or something, that I want to know what all the equipment does and, like, what all, you know, just tell me the equation and what each of these things do. It doesn't tell you, like, you need to do this to win. It just tells you this is how it works. Which, it is very confusing playing the, wow. Okay, so... Every nation getting one cohesion is interesting because it knocks everybody down on the governments. So we did not get a control point. We rolled 19% on a 13% roll, but you can see we'll start doing better. Is there anyone I really want to hire right now? Let's see what's hireable. Basically nobody I want. This fixer might be okay later. You'll notice he has purge, but at the beginning of the game, none of this stuff is particularly, like, I don't want to waste any time. So we can always rotate later, and I should be less afraid to do that this time. Oh, new organizations. So we want to look to see nothing opened up. I don't have any money, so we're going to just do the thing. Okay, so Strife went down. Okay, so the Academy really wants this. We're going to attempt to take this again. Am I going to spend influence to do it? So, oh, by the way, the cost is, it's the number amount squared. So, like, to increase by 1 point, 1, 2 is 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Money will end up being like $640 to get the max. But essentially, that's what I'm looking for, because I'm going to try to get control. I'm going to continue to, I'm going to spend a little bit of money.
Making
$20.
Standing by for orders.
With the goal here to
We'll make
boost our appeal. See what we can do.
Our case remains unheard.
So you can see this roll 96 and 62, disaster.
We are winning their hearts and minds.
We're skipping through a lot of these.
No sway in their minds.
The game will take you a long time to play through.
We still lack support.
I rolled 41 and I needed so this guy's now got 2 of them. Disaster. Maybe I should have just went after the US first. Because I could probably just flip this on unrest alone.
I will tell our story.
Ready to go. We'll be running this place in no time.
Where do you need me? I will try to sway the public.
They are not life forms.
Humanity First is half on our side. When I say half.
Is unjustified.
And this is how the beginning of the game kind of goes, because all your guys kind of are terrible. Yeah, our counselors get spotted. I mean, if they want to shoot them, that's fine.
Our supporters are in place.
Okay, so now we have control. So that always in nations that have at least 2 control points, and it's controlled by how much GDP they have. But obviously, big countries will have more than like 1 or whatever they decide to consider an entity because the scaling of the game. Humanity first want to just straight up kill the aliens. The Academy wants to befriend the aliens with our intelligence. We'll run down the factions because it's at least I'll show you what they are on the thing. So this magical intelligence button. Humanity first. Eradicate the aliens and all who support them. Initiative. It doesn't say. Servants. Support the aliens by any means necessary. They're basically the aliens' right-hand man. The Protectorate wishes to try to coincide with the aliens, and they're kind of aligned with the servants. The Academy is trying to be... Project Exodus wants to get the hell out of here. Their goal is just the planet of the solar system is yours, we're just leaving. The Academy wants to be on like level educational terms with them, and that's how they're going to befriend them somehow. And the Initiative, I forget what they want to do. But as far as like what the Resistance is going to hate, the Servants and the Protectorate, it's going to be a bad time. And the Academy is probably also going to be a bad time. Humanity First, the Initiative, and Project Exodus are probably going to generally stay out of our way, but they're going to end up being in my way, and I'm more going to tick them off by doing stuff they don't like.
Prepping for next mission.
So there you go. Oh no, it's Biba. Okay, so now we've gained an army. Just because armies are designated under control points. So we aren't really doing anything with it. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Steamroll. Well, our army is not particularly strong yet, so we'll see about that. This pie graph shows public opinion, and right now our goal is to make the Academy disliked here, with thoughts to trying to rise up a coup or something later. So who else has... So defend is a really important thing, so it lets us prevent people from messing with our stuff. I'm gonna go big here. Go for 40. Gamble time.
Ready for my mission.
I could just crack down and purge these. That's another thought. 20 bucks is a lot to spend.
I'm here.
Hang on.
Standing by.
Let's not spend $20.
I will tell our story.
Where do you need me?
I'm here.
So notice I can click on one of these points and try to crack down on it, but crackdown requires investigation, which this person doesn't really have any.
I will tell our story.
Who has
Standing by.
investigation?
Where to?
You do. How good's your crackdown?
Your orders?
No. So they have way too much popular support still for that to work.
Standing by for orders.
We're going to try to just take over this.
Bringing them on board.
Every circumstance.
Oh,
is
so here's
an
the
opportunity.
initiative.
Our test is to recognize and seize it.
Risk terminology. No, I'm not a really big fan of risk. So what was the initiatives thing? Like, it's fun, but it has to be explicitly in a game where I know no one's going to team up because they're, like, married to each other, or they just all don't want me to win. Exploit the alien arrival to gain power. That's what they do. So you can see that certain things are co-aligned and certain things are very not co-aligned.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Having public opinion in an area
No sway in their minds.
gives you a lot of sway to do stuff. It also helps protect you.
We failed to take control.
I figured I'd just
We were
try
unable
twice.
to
Well, I failed
establish
twice.
control.
What I'm hoping is that their guy doesn't. Otherwise, we're gonna have to try to like run a coup here, beginning of the game. The game wants me to put down protect, but at this point, the answer is
Establishing
no.
our presence.
Where do you need me? We'll be running this place in no time.
Ready to go.
Your orders? I will try to sway the public.
We believe we can join them as brothers and sisters if we only convince them we are worthy.
We got to convince those aliens. Take the choke points in Greenland. Yep. Well, no, I play with people that were too good. Like, we got too good. Starting in Oceania is a terrible idea. You get stuck in Oceania, and you can't branch out, and you don't make enough. Europe, North America is probably, in an equal game, is probably the best place to start. We actually had to change the rules. You don't draft start anymore. We draw cards. So here's another event that always happens. So we can basically get a permanent bonus here. We can focus on economic development. So anytime we directly invest, national invest. Excuse me. Whenever we assign points and control stuff, we'll get 10% more in economy. We can get 5% more in spaceflight and boost, which I don't think is very good. Military and build army, I don't think that's particularly good. Welfare and knowledge is honestly probably better. Well, economy is also really good. Let's just take economy. Here's an alien fleet. It's arriving. One thing I didn't do is, so you can click these off and basically change the progression here. So I don't want military, I don't want spoils. I mean, it's fine. Boost and mission control is actually useful. So we're building boost. What do I actually want here? What I really want here, I'm just going to build economy. This guy's already doing stuff, so I can't really affect it. Of course we failed. So as you can see, we're going a little bit crazy. It's tough. Control depending on the amount of player playing. Okay.
Wrapping up here.
I have never, I don't remember the last time I won playing out of Australia. The choke points, I mean, yeah, you can defend stuff. The problem is just, people, I mean, it really would depend on what rule set you're playing with, too. We played Classic Risk, and with Fixed, there's no super growth to the number of armies you get. It's, how does it go? 4, whenever you trade in a set, I think it's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Like, it only goes up by, like, 2. It's the slow version. Where other versions would make it so, like, you got, like, 5, 10, 15, like, you got a stupid number of armies each time. And that was really rough. So is it based on... Maybe we capped it. No, I don't think we capped it. Card trading? There's no card trading. There's no card trading in Risk. That sounds made up. If Hasbro loves to rewrite the rules of old games, thinking that was a rule when it never was.
Reporting in.
I like what they conclude with Monopoly these days. So here's one. You can see we can spend a lot to basically guarantee this success.
Establishing control.
Ready.
Just keep pumping.
We'll make our appeal. Ready for orders. We must persuade the people.
So I look here to just see if anyone has enough experience points to do anything. We want to get clandestine cells to get another counselor in our midst. That's a pretty big edge when we get there. You build up guys and then you go, I guess, if 3 people...
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. Public opinion remains unmoved.
We've got our people in place.
Alright, so now we have control of
the trick is
probably
not to
another
look directly
army.
at what you are trying to see.
Okay, all
Just
this
set your
says...
focal point somewhere to the side of where you think you notice the movement.
We hit some research targets.
Of heaven.
So, well, we'll get a game stoppage here. So now we have some projects we can research. None of them particularly important right now, but Alien Signatures is. I'm just gonna let them kind of run the research for a little bit. Because I don't really have... I guess I have 80 a month, but that's... Maybe I should. I don't know. How am I doing on ops? This is about to hit, and then we'll change our research over.
What's the op?
So I guess the question is do I want to throw a coup to just take this over now? I don't really have the stuff to do it. We definitely want to defend our interests here, which costs 20
Securing
influence,
our
which right now
interests.
seems like a lot.
Ready
Later
for
on
my
it'll be
mission.
nothing. They aren't defending. Can I purge this? How much influence? She has no real chance to purge this.
Reporting in.
What's the op?
Reporting in.
Can I get a crackdown on them? Crackdown's a little bit higher. Actually, let's continue to push our...
We must persuade the people.
So one thing you can do is you can click on one of the things here, and it'll produce nah, you play it a few times and then you'll learn. It's not that bad. You also can make your own priority list. Oh dear lord, the game doesn't save them in between. Are you for real? Are we for real? The game doesn't save them in between? Oh, that might be a deal breaker, my man. Oh yeah, did I mention that all the space travel in this game uses Newtonian physics as opposed to like just okay, you just go there. So like orbits and like we haven't even gotten into ship design or anything else that's happening. What I'm trying to find is like the things that I control. So yeah, they totally took it away. Okay, so why don't I have my design templates set as default? Okay. You know, for the moment, we're just going to call it 3. Okay. Okay, great. Problem solved.
I'm here.
Alright, so we're going to defend, and I think we're going to continue to push
Making our
public
case.
favor. Kind of a boring
Ready
first few
to go.
turns, but essentially what I'm looking for is to purge this guy pretty good.
Tracking down.
Making things safe for our people.
Oh no, he put up his defense as well, so... Okay, I don't really care about this. So you can mark research things obsolete and then never see them again, so that's nice. That's probably never happening again. I really don't want to research military science lab, but I will. I should probably research. I need to take the research on one of these, so we'll do outpost tabs. Yeah, see his crackdown. Ooh. You know what? Sanction me. Sanction me, big boy.
The people will come to our side.
We hold no sway in their minds.
These rolls are terrible.
We lost.
Border warfare. So of course the game is they recently like they'll basically match the geopolitical situation in the world at the beginning of the game. So you're basically given a choice here. I just kind of want the one that does the least amount of damage here. Just do that. So this question is, I have claims on this. Am I at war with them? 3-7, 3-8. And how many armies do I have? Is this one healed? I don't have control over it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just deploy here. Okay.
Ready. I'm here.
So I guess the issue here is am I going to be able to crack down on anything? At the moment, no. All these juicy points. So maybe what we do is go over here now.
We must persuade the people at your
Kind of one of the
service.
ones one thing I want to do is basically get my control point stuff up and running as fast as I can.
I will try to sway the public.
Acknowledged.
Are we at war with Ukraine? Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna try to take Ukraine out.
Standing by for orders.
0 chance of a purge. 0 chance of a crackdown. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna send you over here.
I will tell our story.
At your service. We'll recon the site.
Our only hope is to understand what the aliens want with us and determine how to satisfy them without losing our independence.
Oh no, it's Gruff. I need... Once these guys get, like, their
Public
stats
opinion
back...
remains unmoved.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Here's what we found.
I'm gonna take Ukraine. Well, the talent show went great. It's the on-talent show, Gruff. Everyone stole my ideas, so they didn't really steal them. Everyone came up with their own ideas. Why are you here exactly? Why are you in China? Did I miss something? Did I seriously, like, send him to the wrong place? Okay. First, we check to make sure... So there's little messages that pop up here. We don't have any. Oh, dear.
Lending my expertise.
Standing by.
Oh, are there any new organizations? See, as you take over stuff, some organizations open up. Unfortunately, like, am I just not? I don't have money. That's the problem. Somebody would get more science out of this. Do I seriously have no one who knows science? Wow. There's monthly income and research here, so I'm gonna do that. Might as well.
Where
Okay.
to?
So you're gonna advise. That's
Where
fine.
to?
You're gonna public campaign here. Sure.
I will try to sway the public.
Ready for your orders. Your orders? Where do you need me?
You can see these guys are kind of bad.
I will try to sway the public.
Bad at doing things at the beginning of the game. So we got one advising who's going to give me a small boost to military. Alright, everybody's at 100%. Unlike real life, we're actually have capable military. Should be good. You can't see it because there's stuff on top of one another.
I will help them.
See, military performance is slightly, very slightly increased.
The dreamer in me wants to believe it would bring a golden age of advancement and prosperity for all mankind.
Oh,
But I'm a
there's
realist.
clandestine cells. So you always click take me here. So we need to research clandestine cells.
The people will come to our side.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
Now, you also can get critical fails and successes as well. And the amount, it can go all the way up to 10%. It's basically 10% of your maker fail rate. So that gave us a big boost. So we should be able to take the US. I like this start better because I want to be able to take over stuff early. Boost is a little bit of a sucker bet, I feel, at the beginning of the game, because until we can go to the moon, I don't really care. Like, is moon mission on the list yet? No. It's not on the list. The other issue is, you see, they've already... Okay, I'm going to put research priority in my own stuff. Still not high enough. You got to get to like 65% to really be in the range.
Making our case. Ready for my mission. I will tell our story.
Ready. Taking control.
Right, so I got 2 armies here trying to occupy. We can now detect abductions. Surveil missions, okay. So now we have to engage an alien asset.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
The people will come to our side. Our cause is unjustified to them.
We're not making much headway in Ukraine here, are we? 7%?
We still lack support.
I really need the US's military power to make this work. 4%.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Oh, we have new organizations. Not enough money to pick any of them up.
Bringing them on board.
Ready. I will tell our story. Acknowledged. We'll make our appeal.
Disaster. We aren't even winning here. This is kind of dumb. Yeah, this is not working. Send them back. I need more stuff. Jesus, I'm really failing a lot of roles.
We are winning their hearts and minds.
We were unable to establish control.
Really?
We failed to take control.
99? Wow. It's a rough start. I'm not sure I'm liking the Eurasia start. I should have just focused on the US again. Unconvinced. I currently have nothing here.
Establishing control.
Reporting in. Putting our people in place.
Ready to go.
Where do you need me?
Your orders? Making our case.
Standing by. I will try to sway the public. Where do you need me? We'll bring this nation to our side. Acknowledged.
Where do you need me?
Our case remains unheard.
So we can just chill for a second. Like, let's get our Militech up. We need this project immediately. The sooner we get it. Another critical failure.
We still lack support.
We did take
We've gained significant support.
one piece of the US, so this one's really important. So how do I want to grow this? That's fine for now. I don't have control of save in case a crash happens.
Putting our people in place.
Acknowledged.
Your orders? We must persuade the people. Standing by. Establishing control.
Okay, so I want to deploy this army. Or do I? The only issue with deploying this army is I'm going to lose GDP because of it. I have to wait till I can, like, join the war effort with them. Methane release. Oh no.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Of course.
Our supporters are in place.
Hey, a good hit.
We were
We got
unable to
17.
establish
Oh, we got
control.
2 of them.
Our presence is growing.
Oh, baby. Wait, are they really doing film room on Tom Brady? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, so the Manning cast is on tonight, and since I just got back from an event, I'm like looking forward to like chow down time and watching Tom Brady 12, the TB12 plan. They do actually shoot, well, probably They shoot cannons whenever they score, but I think that smoke and some, I don't know if they're actual cannons. Yeah, they shoot smoke, and I think yeah. I wanted the Mannings. I didn't want Booger talking. We're very excited to be on the ship. I was promised film room. Okay, I have no idea. Anyway, back to the game. Okay, so now we actually have 3 control points here, which is quite nice. So now I think we start to... Well, we have popular support.
Bringing them on board.
I'm here.
I guess we're just okay.
Bringing them to our side.
Your orders?
But you can see, so the Academy here, their goal is to basically increase the military might.
Our cost is unjustified to them.
Hopefully we can win a couple more control points in the U.S. and eventually...
We're taking over.
Oh, man. Hot roll.
Lack support.
Oh, man.
Taking
Let's go. What a game. Okay, now I have control of the legislature. Now I have something to defend here. Oh, new orgs. Now I have $1 bazillion coming in. Oh, we need a lot more influence to buy it. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Oh, we're now actually over the cap too, by the way. So we're gonna have to grow our cap.
Making things safe for our people.
Ready for orders.
So her flat
Ready to
success is
go.
11. Hers is 6. So she's the one that should be defending.
Securing our control.
Standing by. Establishing our presence.
Reporting in. Establishing our presence.
I want to make sure we actually get that last control point. So it's actually really good. A bazillion. Well, now we have a lot more income now because the U.S. has a less dysfunctional government. You can see I'm not actually paying much into spoils, and I'm kind of just cool with that.
We'll make our appeal.
Protecting our
We're
interests.
protecting our interests, so hopefully I don't have opponents just come here and steal this from me. We got to get this control point number up because we're gonna...
Public opinion is moving.
Yeah, I can
in our
deal with
direction.
this. I can deal with the influence hit, because whenever you go over the cap, you start spending influence.
We failed to take control.
We're taking over.
It is ours now. Alright. This is a good save to have. We struggle a little bit at the start, but like we're past the silly phase. Not always silly, it's just we took the gamble of what we wanted to have at the start, and we lost. Like, you can go after like all kinds of stuff at the start, but I really want these nations. Now that we took the capital, now it costs us. See, we're actually now losing a lot. So I'm actually going to have to probably give up Russia, as dumb as that sounds. Or find a way to get more influence, like, immediately.
One of the darkest days also coincided with the turning point in Earth, as the family's connection
100 days would be researched pretty fast. So, like, clandestine cells is going to give us 10 more, which will actually knock a lot of this out. So that's much faster than the other thing. So I have 3 points available. If they go into persuasion, so persuasion, administration, and command all increase this stat.
You got a great family that loves you and support your mom and dad and your siblings. I just want to let you know, thinking about you, with you, my thoughts and prayers are you and your family. Hang tough. You're going to be great. I know it. And get well soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
I always watch that video. Just like, it reminded me of like, when Tom Brady thinks I can do fancy stuff. I guess I can do fancy.
The treatment continued, and through it, a promise from his parents.
He said, no, when you beat brain cancer, we promise we'll take you to see Tom Brady live.
See, just 3 points brought it down to minus 63.
The cancer was gone, and so 48 hours.
This person has cheaper stats, which is actually really useful. I'm just going to take the persuasion. So it's a bit greedy to start here. Okay, so now I have control of the relationship screen, which lets me adjust our allies. But you can see here, so this 12.3 investment points is divided. I'm only getting 6.1, or that is the total. This is distributed. Okay, so yeah, that is the total number of points, but it gets divided by all the control points. So in this case, we only get about half of them. So what I'm debating is kind of what I want to do with Russia. Eventually I want to use Russia as my pawn to start basically gobbling up a lot of territory.
Securing our control.
What's the op? I will tell our story.
Ready for my mission. Making our case. Acknowledged. Making our case.
Making things safe for our people.
I just hope nothing bad happens when we run out of
We hold no sway in their minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Okay, so the new normal is we've finished the first few months of the game, and now instead of I don't like they phrase it as the world is now learning to live with the aliens and they don't care as much. So the amount of time it takes for our agents, all factions to work, is now on a smaller scale. So it's basically half time now.
Standing by.
Is this project gonna finish? 10 days. Hopefully that's enough to get us back in the positive, otherwise I'm gonna owe some money. No, I can't advise. Can surveil. That's fair.
Setting a watch.
Where to?
Surveil lets you try to spot stuff that's happening.
We must persuade the people.
What's the op? I will tell our story. Ready for orders.
On Overwatch.
See, our surveilling found that. Alright, so now we're really liked in the US. You can see we have most of the
We've moved the needle.
69%.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Our case remains unheard.
Now we're back in the positive on influence. And we can hire a new guy.
Celebrate every castle. Get financing that fits your budget with low monthly payments.
I thought for the legalization, the one thing that could bring get you God, you say great. Get you go illegal anyway. No. Actually, sketchers. Sketchers. Legalized cover. Those things are pizza hut. Can't say pizza at all. This is Jesus. So crispy. Loaded with toppings.
Alright, let's just do this. I just need to have, can I please have 30 colors?
Humanity shatters
Advanced
the boundaries of the
electromagnetism.
It is our certain destiny to move
Superconductors, mass drivers, vacuum, okay. Doesn't really do anything for me yet. Okay, we have enough to hire a new counselor. The new counselor will come with some stats that will increase our control point stuff. So he may just purely be hired for the pure sake of saving us enough money to fire him. Oh boy. Whoa, what a start stat. 9.6? 9.65? You might just be hired immediately. This 8.5 is pretty good looking too. But this one's got quick learner, so that basically means if they manage to stick around, I don't need control point, and you have unrest. You are basically everything I've ever wanted. This one also increases unrest, but you can't lower unrest. You can take a space asset, that's nice. I know their loyalty, that's kind of a whatever. At the moment, it's kind of a whatever. I don't know, this journalist is better than the ones that I see are cost 60. This guy has max loyalty. He's inflexible. No. Oh no, he's terrible. Why is he just straight roll? Oh no, Pollyanna. Anywho, this guy. Also has investigate just for the heck of it. Hired. Okay. Now we have the we did it.
Where to? We'll see what we can find.
At your service. I will try to sway the public.
At your service.
We can't acquire any of these anyway, so I don't have any resources, but hopefully soon. Just the one crash down site?
I will try to sway the public. Ready. We must persuade the people.
What's the up? We'll make our appeal.
Alright. A few more turns here and then I gotta go.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Game is way too addicting. It is a very much
Public
it does have
sentiment
everybody's
is
favorite
with
one
us.
more turn syndrome. So you can see we kind of are making long-term plans with the U.S. I basically want to get rid of the unrest laden in high on equality, and I want it to have a just stupidly large economy. I want to finish. I do want to finish the lab. I also want capacity. This lab also important.
Recon complete.
Every time you do an investigate alien mission, it sounds like it would like
Mum's last
help
years were a
prevent
blur of doctors and treatments.
stuff happening.
By that point, every movement was painful.
But all it does is add, I think, one. Well, besides the scripted ones that you have to do, or you really would want to do, you get +1 permanently % to your research in that alien stuff.
I will tell our story.
Acknowledged.
When can I declare allies? April 22nd. It's a really important date. We have them go to ground, so they're just off the
Initiating
grid.
deep cover.
There's nothing I want to take over.
We'll make our appeal.
Acknowledged. We'll make our appeal. At your service.
Reporting in.
Evading pursuit.
Okay, so now we can build basic weapons on ships. Well, we have to build a research for it, but we unlocked that research.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Other games in the NFC South feel like dog fights, but the Bucks stay in tough guy status, even with Brady at the helm. Since 2020, the Bucks have been on quite the journey against the NFC South. It's been smooth sailing when facing the Falcons.
Don't really see the reason to hurt Cuba's GDP, because it eventually will become part of the U.S. anyways. Still cannot buy anything. But you see, these require all require a heap amount of influence, or $2,000. So I can't really hire anybody or any org.
I will try to sway the public.
What's the op?
What is the op? I don't know. Yeah, let's surveil the US.
Surveilling target area.
Standing by for others.
This guy's trying to do
I will tell our story.
Ready. We must persuade the people. Ready for my mission. Making our case.
Eyes up.
Can't really do much. Well, we're collecting stuff at the moment.
There are two types of people in this.
Okay, so now we can build outpost tabs. So really, let me show you what the first target. Go to our solar system. Go to Luna. This is the first target. And there are 9 sites with which to build. They are randomly generated each game. And you can see that one of them, well, one has, we don't know exactly how much stuff there is. We get a range. We have to send probes there to find out anything. And at the moment, we aren't allowed to do anything with any of these sites. There's also the orbits around as well. For the moment, I'm just going to continue to collect boost. But that's one of our first big steps.
We
Is
hold
to get
no
the
sway
money
in
to
their
do the
minds.
thing that does the
We'll
stuff.
move the needle.
But we would like one of these sites that, the one that gives gold and the one that gives some water. Okay. So we got alien abductions over here. Outpost 4. So I believe with that researched and mission to the moon researched, then we can go to the moon. Then we crash, I want another save. Game's been reasonably stable though. I was watching Buffalax play it, and they were having crashing issues with it. I haven't really had... I kept it open a bunch once, and then that caused a crashing issue. But that was more because the game was left open for way too long, and then it was just like literally just resumed. So
On the way to the target site.
Ready. Making our case.
So whoever this yellow is, Project Exodus is trying to steal the U.S. because I can tell just because of the increase.
Making our case. Where to?
Can we hire people yet? Can we hire anything? No. All the ones that I rolled in my org list are super expensive. Early game.
I will tell our story.
Acknowledged. Making our case.
Anything else I want to do this turn? Oh, right. What was it in May? Is it April or May? I think it was April 22nd I could make them allies. Yeah. So the goal is to make the U.S. allies with the EU and then send these better armies over to go to do their bidding. In the strangest turn of geopolitical warfare. So now we actually have some choices here. Base is kind of important. We don't have mission the moon up yet, right? I certainly can't build. I don't have probes. There's a mission to the moon. So this will be completed 2 months before, and this will be completed end of month. So that sounds good to me.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We've moved the needle.
So I'm sending them to important places to increase public opinion, but I'm also, well, of course they all failed. But I'm trying to send them to places that have high success rates so that nothing,
We found something.
So we're just trying to find out what their purpose is. So now we're looking for the alien methods. New org? Something I can buy? Oh man, something I can buy. Money.
I came into one of the 4 suburban CDJR stores because I want to buy a truck and I want to see it. Or maybe I want to buy a Jeep and I want to do it completely online at suburbancdjr.com. Now, I'm going to start the buying process on my phone, so by the time I get here,
I want a lot of these other ones, but these aren't bad.
wherever, whenever, however,
They're not great.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, Suburban CDJR can do it. So get started today at suburbancdjr.com. The future of connectivity is here, where mobile and internet work hand in hand to create.
This one just pays itself back. I might as well assign it.
Threats. Powerful enough to run smart cities, yet made for you. This is Spectrum One. Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile working together.
So you have to look at like what missions people have,
Seamless connectivity. That's
and then it'll actually put up a little thing.
There's so much space. We have a guest room now. That can be happy. Your slide king again tonight. Expired. Expired. Expired.
Kind of like this.
Hope you can keep it clean. At least Geico makes them clear. It's easy. Which helps us save a lot. Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request? Oh, for bundling made easy, go to Geico.com. Come on, man. Here's what you want. Geico. Save even more when you bundle.
You can reassign them later for a small
Reporting
fee.
in.
Yeah. Move them, huh?
Initiating recon.
Ready for my mission. We must persuade the people.
Reporting in. I will try to sway the public. Ready to go. I will try to sway the public.
Standing by for orders.
Initiating surveillance.
Right, so on the 22nd, we're gonna make the ally claim. I have no idea what the ramifications of this actually are, because you would think the US and Russia becoming allies would piss off a lot of people. We'll see. Oh, can't do it yet.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
The people will come to our side.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Alright, now that we're allies,
there's a reason we cry. One of the secrets to our success is always I show up to work every day.
we got management research.
I want to show up to
Okay, so I will want that later, but right now, what do we need? We'll eventually need all these dumb labs.
And the next, you're nothing. And nothing that you ever do again will be.
So 30 days on both of those. I'm gonna let them finish the go to the moon stuff. So next phase here, I need to declare war on Ukraine. The issue might be is that I have allies.
One last goodbye before riding out into the sunset. It's not. It's a death. One that Tom Brady looked in the eye and couldn't come to grips with. Nothing in the world takes every inch of yourself. Mentally, emotionally, physically, and pours it out every week like being a quarterback. It's the greatest position in sports. And nothing comes close. Which is why leading is just as unfathomable as it is inevitable. I'm thrilled about what lies ahead for me. In many ways, what lies ahead for me is maybe more important than what I leave behind. Life after football can be alive, beautiful, fulfilling. It is for me, but I promise you.
Going into hiding.
Standing by for others. I will try to sway the public.
Ready for your orders. We'll make our appeal. I'm here. We'll make our appeal.
Ready for my mission.
There is no way to replicate it, so let it be. I realized he was right, and one day.
Your orders? Time to make our move.
So we're gonna go here, set a national policy to declare war on the Ukraine. Supply depot.
The people will come to our side.
Public opinion is moving
So there
in our
are like
direction.
orbital things you can build that increase the ability.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Of like every time you
Policy direction
succeed at a
complete.
whatever mission, you get a big bonus kind of thing.
You know first as a player when it's flow. You can't do some of the things you can't get in the play, you can't make it move. It makes it, you have to be honest with yourself. Because the game is not giving you.
Yeah, absolutely, Yogi. You can you're allowed to play as any faction you want. So you can play as the servants, which are trying to support the aliens and are basically there. Not only their voice box, I mean the aliens will show up at some point depending on the progression of the game. But the servant, like each of them have their own goal and storyline they're trying to progress. Eventually, like you see how it says victory unknown for each of these, and you can't see ours, wherever our main intel screen is. None of us technically know. Yeah, exactly. It probably is really fun to play as the aliens and just try to screw everything over. But I think each of them kind of have their own thing. But basically, the tutorial and sort of the natural progression, like for some reason, people think this game is XCOM. I'm going to guess at this point you think this is not XCOM, and it isn't. Like there's no squad warfare. There is lots of management, but the management is just, it's not quite a business sim. It's more a macroeconomic simulator, at least at this stage. And then there is a little bit of micro, but it's more like managing your space base and stuff. But this game is just ridiculously good. Like, understand, this is just one phase of the game, and then as you get into space and stuff, and I'm kind of playing a little bit slower, being more deliberate with my turns and talking about stuff than I would normally just be playing. Like once, like I'll probably play this game offline a bit, watching you later or whatever, and then we'll come back in a day or so and we'll look at where we're at, and I'll explain how we got there. But basically that first goal, I showed you the move. We're going to send probes to places and we're going to build stuff. But you unlock thing in rings basically the progression of like rocketry and stuff. And as you go deeper, like there's like you're eventually gonna have to fight aliens over bases, and you have to build ships. I'd show you the shipbuilder, but like we don't have anything unlocked to really show you the shipbuilder. But all of these individual objects in space exist. They have generally, well, the asteroids usually only have one site, but all of the natural satellites of planets. It's like if you go to Io, go all the way out here, you got Io. There's 9 sites to build on. You see the numbers are ridiculously higher. There's no water here. Water's really important. There's a lack of shotguns. Maybe that's why people compare to XCOM. It's like, oh man, I missed it 20%. Like, I mean, 20%, you have 5 dudes, there's a good chance you're going to miss. And you also have orbits, so up to 24 objects can be around this planet. I'm not really sure you'd build 24 objects around this planet, but you could. A lot of the focus is going to be around, like, let's take a look at what's going on with Earth right now. So if we zoom out a little bit. So at the beginning of the game, there is actually 2 random elements that happen. Is it 2 or 1? No one owns this. I don't think anybody owns the International Space Station unless they were to confiscate it. Which you probably can. But there's the International Space Station. Oh, no. So maybe somebody took it. I don't know. Or maybe just one faction's given this. One faction probably gets the same one every time, but the Tiangong Station is given to somebody. Maybe it's ISS. Maybe Project Exodus gets this. But basically, let's just say I have this right. The ISS is given to a random faction at the start of the game. So whenever these things that we were just researching get discovered, you can you already have something in orbit, as opposed to everybody else not having something in orbit, and then whoever, I guess, Project Exodus, that gets the other. But we can build the key trick is that if you want any of the bonuses that relate to affecting stuff on the ground, you see this Earth icon. Only these 4 orbits interface with the Earth. And there's also space junk that could hit your stuff. All of these other ones are basically parking orbits to like help you spend less weight of fuel to go other places. But all these ones low, there's only 8 slots. So eventually, just like how we're fighting over space on the ground, you send agents to go steal, burn down, or you send ships to shoot down other people's stuff. The aliens will also come and shoot your stuff. So there's so much more, and it's just like, and it does a really good job of like, hey, step 1, learn how to do this, and then okay, so now we can build outpost cores, which is building on a moon. Each different symbol relates to the different categories of research. So when we see like plus energy 10% or whatever, it affects this kind of stuff. I suppose we get to science. That mission to the moon is all important right now. Also, our army's arriving here. And we're going to have Eurasia annex. I'm just going to have them basically take all the way to Poland or anything they have claims on. Because here's the thing, is that you think, oh, maybe I can combine the U.S. with Canada. You can, you just can't do it at the beginning of the game. There's a claim system. So, like, for instance, Quebec could actually rise as an independent nation in the game. But right now you don't see a U.S. flag here. So if the U.S. were to take over Canada, they don't actually take over. They can't take over all of Canada. They can take over the regions that they don't own, but they can't take all of them. And then they can like rise up, and dumb things can happen, and that's kind of a mess. I think we need to re-up this right now. Not yet. May 22nd.
Securing our interests.
This is going to be messed up because it's on an odd week. I don't want to give them an opportunity to get in. I don't know the rule on this. Because if somebody like tries to go in there and steal it. But I'm guessing because they're going to see, oh, it's... Because, like, so one thing we didn't talk about is all of these different missions always go off at certain times during the mission, the the turn, if you will. So things like, you'll see these number of clocks on the right-hand side. There's 5. And then, like, for Crackdown, there's 3. Purge, there's 5. Public Campaigns, 3. Set Policies, 4. Advise is 1. That's how long it takes for them to have... Basically, it's the initiative roll. So everything basically always happens in the same order, and I think individual agents have... Maybe it's based on how good their stat is and what they're trying to do or something, that somebody gets to go first in that turn, basically.
Making our case.
Where do you need me?
I'm on the make us happy with every country tour. Well, this guy's getting pretty good at that.
Case.
Ready.
Protecting our interests.
Okay, you can re-up them without... Okay, cool.
Of course, there was an accident. Frankly, I'm surprised
Deep
it took
space
this long.
propulsion.
Just get the recovery.
Gig. Well, these all should arrive momentarily, right? So we realized that, so I'll just read you the story. I don't know if it's easy to read. The earliest disappearances were limited to low-order mammals, unremarkable if not for their frequency. The first confirmed human abductions occurred within 14 days of the crash. Since then, they've steadily grown in number. The initial victims were primarily from rural areas and appeared to have been selected semi-randomly, with little in common but for their location. The second wave of disappearances, however, contained a disproportionate number of individuals of high socioeconomic status, police chiefs, wealthy business owners, local legislatures, etc. The pattern suggests the aliens arrived on Earth with a plan in mind for establishing influence, in that it proceeded to adapt its tactics first to our own ecology and then to our social structure. That indicates that there is no hope that our visitors' intentions are peaceful. From now on, we must act on the assumption that we are at war. As news of these abductions continue to spread, others are likely to draw to the same conclusion. So now we can perform surveil locations. Well, we want to investigate returned abductees. So we want to. It tells you what to do, and you really need to do the things that move you on. And so we're going to use surveil in areas with suspected alien presence, send counselors on investigating alien missions, and eventually we'll complete this objective. A lot of the research and stuff in this game is random. You just need to keep doing stuff and hope that it either unlocks or you get the thing. Alright, we'll take the supply. Alright, I'll show you the war, and then we'll call it good. I'll show you the takeover. And then we're gonna call it. It's good seeing everybody, by the way. Ant was like, stream pinball. And I'm like, well, you're gonna get terra invicta as well as pinball, so we did it. Alright, so we're gonna send everybody in here to Kharkiv. And we'll just keep sending guys in. Probably can't see it, but there is there's a continue and keep and on pause. There's a continue and pause the game, and then take me there and pause the game. So that's why sometimes it's going and sometimes it isn't. Alright, everybody's moving in.
We are winning their hearts and minds. We've moved the needle.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
But you'll see I also have control of all my armies here too, so I can see what's moving. Alright, so now we're taking over. So every country is considered to have some level of defense. Any armies on the board are basically considered for offense, or more defense, I guess. But now we have such overwhelming forces, we should be able to take this stuff in rather quick succession. Guess we'll do one more turn phase here.
Securing our control.
Where do you need me? We must persuade the people.
Your orders?
This guy's bad at convincing
Make our
people.
case. Standing by for orders. I will tell our story.
Your orders? I will try to sway the public.
Making things safe for our people.
So there's a little bar that's filling up here, and basically when you fill the bar, you've taken over the that particular thing.
Anybody who's watched Tampa play this week has seen the problems offensively, and this is new territory for Tom Brady and not being able to score points throughout his entire career. You know, he's been a top 10 scoring offense, and there's a lot of reasons.
Oh, we got a new crash.
A lot of new faces, and they have struggled. But the good news for Tampa Bay is that they do lead the division.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us. The people will come to our side.
The people will come to our side.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We laud the Romans for a
Mass
simile,
drivers, space
rather
mining
than
and refining.
Over the last couple of years, especially in a game like this, if they're going to be able to score some points. Yeah, when you talk about
Alright, so we've now occupied. Now we're going to take over Kiev.
Somebody turned the lights on back there. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, over the short line that Tom Brady's been with Tampa Bay. When you look at the team, though, yeah, they've got Kamara, they got a stud rookie receiver in Olave, but this is a team that if they're going to win, you feel like they're going to win because of their defense. Yeah, this is a really good group.
Can we launch probes yet? Let's see.
For several years, and this might be his best. Last week's performance against San
It'll actually let you hot launch a probe from here, so we can't. Now, the only reason we want the moon is to basically launch to other places.
But the biggest issue offensively has been that unlike earlier in the year when they got Alvin Kamara going, they were running the
Headed there now.
over the last month.
Ready.
They're doing about as poorly as anybody in football. It's going to be hard for them again tonight, but they've got to have some balance because expecting them to just drop back and throw the football with some of the weapons that they have that are out tonight is going to be a real challenge for them. Yeah,
I will tell our story.
One more turn here and get the rest of this war done.
that guy's team is in first place and a chance for the Saints to jump right back in it here tonight.
I will try to sway the public. What's the op? I will try to sway the public.
Standing by.
Where are we surveilling? Where's that? Where's that hot alien action?
Initiating recon.
So some kid tries to keep one of the aliens as a friend. I don't really need a boost. So I can get a research boost. I want the research. Alright. Molten battery. Alright, so now we've begun the occupation here.
Public opinion is
It's interesting, I didn't realize that different units take different amount of time to travel the spots. But you'll see this get consolidated into Russia, and then we'll call it a day. Oh wow, we're actually losing a lot
Here's what
here.
we found.
That's not good. It's kind of a disaster, actually.
It's thinking the way it should be. China, the number one most loved thinking app.
Why is this going so poorly? Did I just take a lot of damage in the first, in this taking over this? Yeah, I'm gonna start losing guys if I don't retreat. It's 18% occupied. Oh. Disaster. So I should have brought all of my forces. Okay. So anytime you send armies away from home, it actually lowers the number of national points you get. But I'm unfortunately out of time, so I gotta go. I need to eat. So I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, there I see someone playing Midnight Suns. Yeah. Why are there cards? Why is it a card game? Oh no. Oh yes, we'll do. They by the time we get to actually fighting, you better be ready, kind of thing. Like on all levels, you better be ready because it's. I mean, I didn't get run over, but like, there's things I needed to know. Oh, Gilder's doing his Christmas thing. December ween time. And Yogi hasn't started yet, so I'm going to say hi to Gilder. Have a good night, everybody.